like that you said that it's not just relationships. It could absolutely be opportunities, um, transitions. Transitioning from one way of being to another way of being, letting go, bad behaviors. Please, eating cake at night. You got to,
Man,
it's
ain't
a
that it? Them
process.
cakes
You
and them
get ready to
cookies.
go on a diet. What do we
Man,
do? We have a goodbye meal. Like I
man.
can't have you for a minute, and I got to change this whole thing. So yeah, it's many forms, and I want to say, me transitioning from delivering babies from being in substance abuse. Like that whole thing shook me to my very, very core. And, everybody was like, I can't imagine, L&D without you. I couldn't imagine it either, but I had to let it go. And I had done it so long, almost 20 years, over 20 years, because I worked as a unit secretary. To let that go was, it took some time. It really did take some time. So yeah, I mean, and it's important. I mean, it's very important emotion, very important process to be able to get through. And as soon as we do acceptance is key. We can move
Yeah,
through it
yeah.
quicker.
That acceptance part, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when you know you didn't like.
yeah,
I'm fully grown. I have shed my old
yes.
skin.
Acceptance is
Yes.
key. Accepting it for just what it is. Being able to sit in discomfort. Being able to sit in discomfort is another one. So,
I have a
yeah.
question then about that because you mentioned earlier that it was one of the reasons why you were not angry with your mom when she passed, but one of the things that you miss most is her telling you, forget him, move on. And that was kind of, a green light for you to just kind of keep it pushing and not have to feel that breakup and that, go through that grief cycle from that breakup. Like, how detrimental is it when we don't learn how to process that emotion as a child? And how hard was it for you to process that first breakup post, your mom not being here and helping you
It
through it?
was absolutely horrible. It was awful. Awful.
Did you feel like he was
That
dead, a
band-aid
I just
dead
came
wanted
woman
off.
to
walking?
die.
That band-aid came off. She was like, "What is this?"
I wanted to die. And so when I hear, that's why it doesn't bother me when I hear people say that, because I know you want to die. Like, please, why do you keep waking me up?
It's
Tapping you on
horrible,
your
but I
shoulder like,
sit there
"Hello,
like,
I
good
mean,
morning."
opening
we
my
were.
eyes in the morning would be such a disappointment.
And it's like you wake up and you feel so empty. Like you
Yes,
And you
just
mean to
yes,
tell
feel
me I gotta brush
yes.
my teeth? Now tell me what I gotta do. Go brush your teeth. Go wash
I gotta
up.
talk to people.
Go do this. Go. And I remember going to see the therapist. I remember I was driving this Greyhound truck back from California to Chicago by myself. This fool decided that he wanted to have another life, and I remember just screaming so loud in this truck, and tears were flowing. And I called my dad, and I was like, "Why?" And I was just screaming, and he was like, "I know he didn't know what to say." And he was like, "You remember I used to have that thing on my voicemail, babe? Remember, wherever you are, God is." And I'm looking at these mountains, all is beautiful, and I was like, "I don't know where. Nobody want to hear that shit." And so I
Like, what the fuck is God?
I
You
did.
like what?
I called my cousin Greg and I said, "Listen, fucking tell me he wouldn't put no more on me than I can handle if I hear another cliche. If y'all don't know the answers, then just say y'all don't know, because
That be that
everybody sounds
bull.
stupid right
Yes,
now." And
yes.
he said, he's therapy.
Uh-uh.
I think you need therapy. I said, I want to know why. I need to know why, and I don't want to hear those stupid ass. He wouldn't put more on me than I can handle because I can't fucking handle this. And that's when I got my therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
dope.
that's when I got therapy. And I would curse my ex-husband out on the way to therapy, go in, have my therapy session, come back out, and curse him out again all the way back. So it didn't take quite long.
But would you say that it was harder to process that grief, that loss of your husband, just that breakup, because you wasn't taught that? Okay.
How to sit in discomfort. I didn't know how to sit in discomfort, and I must have cried 9 months straight. Everything I was like, I can't. I should be dehydrated because I can't even cry no more. Only 12 hours I didn't cry is if when I was at work, but I cried every day, all day, and it was the most horrific time of my life.
So, what advice would you give, like parents that are raising children, young children, and preteens and young adults about like grief?
Allow them to grieve. Stop trying to fix it. Allow them to go through. It's normal. It's gonna happen. Some kind of way you're gonna have to be able to process grief and go through. And it's okay. It's okay to it's okay not to feel good. It's okay not to want to get out of bed. It's okay to cry. It's okay to fail. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, too. And like when you instill that at a young age, I feel like it's practice for them. It's kind of it's easier for them when they are so young, because I feel like especially when they like 10 to like 16, children are resilient, like hella
Mhm.
resilient. So like if you
Mhm.
let them, now I don't know what these people be doing when they go through divorces. I guess they don't really be talking to the child or trying to get the child the correct therapy, and then they go and
Mhm.
shoot up the whole school, whatever. But I ain't talking about those cases. I'm talking about the cases to where you not telling your child, don't know, we don't talk about that, we don't talk that name in the house, and or you can't go over there, like that actual, like, you're being supportive of your child, you're
Mhm.
being, you're providing a healthy environment for them to, maybe, grieve the loss of, a relationship that they had with a parent that's no longer, physically there, or,
Mhm.
say if they, pass away, like actually allowing them to go through that grief process. um I don't know. I find that they go through it faster than us, because like I've had situations, long term relationships where you know my child was actually in the relationship with me, because I was around
Mhm.
this person, and me and the person break up, and I explained to my child, like, okay, this is the situation and this is what happened, and ask us questions about how they felt, and just kind of let them process it on their own. And then I kind of feel like they get through it quicker than me, because here I am, a year later, still in the
Mhm.
closet crying, like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to. And please don't let me see you on Facebook with somebody else, because I'm going to kill all of y'all. Lord. I haven't got to that point. I don't, and then too, I think the whole acceptance piece is a little bit different for everybody. Like some people are like, oh, like I'm accepting, and if I see this person again, like I probably wouldn't even feel the same way. Or they've actually had that opportunity to where they ran into a person that they've had to grieve a relationship, and it's not, it's nothing, it's like kind of water under the bridge, not with they cool, but like you don't have those same emotions that you started in the grief process. I haven't been afforded that opportunity, so my acceptance is just straight forgetting that person, like that they ever existed. So kind of can you go into your acceptance, and like how that's kind of looked for you in different, if whether it's grieving a relationship or grieving a lost opportunity, like how does that acceptance piece kind of look for you?
I think time, and I really do feel like time really, really heals all wounds. And then if you're really, really doing the work on yourself, you will come to realize what, like, like we know, we ignore.
Oh
We
yeah.
know we
We
ain't getting
always
ready. We
know.
know this person ain't right for us.
Oh
We
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's, I mean, I've learned to, and it took some time because I think with the last one, I knew that we both wanted to be married. Was I devastated when he got married? Yes. But at the end of the day, I would pray that I was happy that he found it, even though he didn't find it with me, even though he found it before me. The look on his face let me know that he was genuinely happy, and he didn't have that genuine look of happiness with me. And so, first is done, like, why you couldn't do that with me? But at the same time, was I really what you wanted? And if I'm being totally 100% honest, were you really what I wanted?
For real.
If I'm being 100% honest,
So there we go.
you
It's that
weren't really what I
acceptance.
wanted, and I wasn't going to do those things. So I'm glad that you found somebody who would make you happy in the way that I couldn't. Because, I mean, we can settle, but do I want to sit around somebody that's drunk all the time and drinking? That's not okay for me. Do I want to, I mean, with the one that I was going to marry, I was embarrassed to take you around people.
You missing your whole front teeth.
I
Ah.
mean, you was cool in the house, and I could find myself always correcting you because
You
that
like
sounds
that's
kind
not the
of
right
dumb, but
word. That is not the right
don't
word.
say dumb
But
things in front of
you was cool
people.
in the house. Oh
You
my
was cool because
God.
you was at home every day, and who don't want somebody at home every day? But don't start talking. I don't want you to go around my friends.
Yeah,
I would be
damn.
embarrassed.
Yeah,
And
damn.
so, because you had the courage to see that, I'm mad. And that's basically what it was. He knew it, and he had the courage to step out. That was courageous. And so now I'm left trying to put the pieces together. But yeah, that was courageous, and I was happy that he did that. I was happy that he found what he was looking for. In the end, I was. If I'm being 100% honest, I was like, oh, I can't take him nowhere.
That's
I can't.
crazy.
I don't want him talking. I don't even want you telling those stories to my kids. Don't say that in front of them. So yeah, if we're 100% honest, if we're 100% honest, we can always look and say that wasn't gonna work. That really wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, we know it deep down. It's
Yeah,
just the potential. And
acceptance,
yeah,
acceptance.
yeah.
Because people will bring their potential out, and as you said,
Hmm.
they will. We and stop trying to fix folks. Stop it.
For sure. So I guess this is a really good segue into our final emotion, which is love. So my first question for you is, what is your definition of love?
Grief, anger, fear, envy, all of it. More than it's not a feeling, it is a way of being, doing.
Okay. I've never heard that one before. Let me try to think about that a little bit.
Because when you are loved, you walk in it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Walk in it, you share it freely. Not something you hold on to. It's not. It's not. You are it. You are it. You make sure you are it. You try to make sure everybody that comes in contact with you experiences it
Mhm.
and understands that there is a God,
Mhm.
that there is love, because we all have love to give. Like, you want to be it, you want to walk in it, you want to embody it in everything you are.
So why do you think